Brian Branch says, get your popcorn ready for Jamo. In Detroit, we've said there hasn't been too many storylines that we've been excited to talk about. And I wouldn't say we're excited to talk about this one because... I
thought the first meant Jameis Winston.
He's no Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
The last thing that I want to hear is that the Lions are having another big-time weapon. Now, Jameson Williams was very good last season, but having him take another leap, that's just a scary thought for any NFC North fan, any NFL fan. Because the Lions are up there with the top 5 Super Bowl contenders, or they should be on everyone's list. And Jameson Williams, a receiver who eclipsed 1,000 yards last season, sort of had the breakout we've been waiting for after injury first year. Remember coming off the torn ACL, gambling suspension in year 2. Last year we saw him break out, and all the reports coming out of Lions training camp, I mean, you listen to everyone, they're like, this guy's turning into what we were hoping. And you have to remember, who gave them Jameson Williams? The Minnesota Vikings. It all comes back to that 2022 NFL draft for me every single time. If Jameson Williams turns into something, like really turns into something, and it all traces back to that damn pick, I'm going to lose sleep over it. But right now, Williams has shown significant improvement in his attention to detail, specifically footwork, timing in his route, looks on a different level from prior years. Catching the ball cleanly with hands seems second nature. 2 years ago, every throw was an adventure. I mean, these are the kind of things you're hearing about.
Every throw was an adventure?
Yeah, right.
He was injured at Alabama, right? He got hurt, Jamo?
Yeah, remember when you were ripping apart Bryce Young, and Bryce Young was playing without John Mechie and without if John Mechie and Jameson Williams playing that national championship game, they very well could beat
because
Georgia.
Bryce Young stinks. But anyway,
Bryce Young was the only guy to beat Georgia in that 2-year period.
He stinks
with the receivers, and then they both tore their ACLs.
They got killed by Georgia when it counted
because they had their 2 receivers out with
Georgia
ACLs.
lost on purpose first game. You know that,
to keep us out,
to keep Alabama in because they stink.
To keep Notre Dame out.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you had to give one or the other there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do not believe a statement like this can be taken with a grain of salt. Like, to me, it's a bit of an underreaction here. I mean, we have.
I guess we're like overreaction or not overreaction.
Right. I'd say not an overreaction. Yeah. The underreaction is like a weird term. So it's not an overreaction, because all I've said about Detroit, and I guess this is most people too, we said on this show, is they were the number 1 seed without their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their defense is coming back. I've also been guilty of saying how I think that Jared Goff needs somebody else on the offense to step up a bit outside of Amon-Ra.
Yep.
And if Jameson Williams...
And the running backs, right? And the run.
Right. We all know his potential. We all know the ceiling. We've seen what he can do. And if he can become a legitimate threat, a legitimate number 2 receiver in the NFL in this Lions offense, with the defense back healthy, this team's going to be really, 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 really hard to beat. So I'd say it's not an overreaction, because we know how good he can be. And if he's now getting that attention, I think it's legitimate.
If you think about Jameson Williams' career up until this point, his first 2 seasons in the NFL, he didn't get a real offseason. The first one was because of the injury, the torn ACL in Bama. The second was because of that gambling policy investigation. Once he got a regular offseason, and let's not forget, right, that includes him getting suspended for performance-enhancing substances in October, he exploded last year. Now we're looking at a Jameson Williams that everyone in the building is saying is finally mature, is finally figuring things out, and hopefully won't be asked to throw any passes. We saw how that ended against the Commanders last time. There's a real chance, I think, that this is the opportunity he needs to put it together, because the biggest issue that we saw in 2023 that was different in 2024 was, how's this guy going to get integrated into the offense? And when you're not in the building because you were busy gambling on football, the answer is you won't get integrated into the offense. Now that there's that opportunity, he's older, he's in a contract year. It's time for him to show up. Actually, is he in a contract year? They picked up his 5th-year option, right? But he could absolutely get extended after this season. There's a big opportunity for him to show that he belongs in Detroit. I agree. I think there's something to this. And ultimately, the Lions need him.
Yeah, they do need someone other than Amon-Ra to
Now-
step up in that receiving room. But dude,
I mean, now he's been in the league. He's got his feet wet.
well, and he sounds more mature too. Like as Ziggy said, he's on the field and he's becoming more than just a deep threat. And Tim Patrick was saying that as well. It's awesome that he was third in the league in plays over 40 plus yards last year, or in receptions. He was second in yards per reception last year as well. But now he's adding into his arsenal. They said Tim Patrick said most of the routes that he's been running this offseason have been shorter routes. And if he can start to become more of a master in that field, or that part of being a receiver, now we're talking about a very complete and dangerous receiver who complements Amon-Ra really well. And the more you kind of look for weaknesses on Detroit, like I start running through my head, and yeah, we'll see if like Isaac Tesla or a third receiver steps up, but you know, it's okay. Jahmyr Gibbs, wow, that's a problem. Montgomery, that's a problem. Laporta, he's a problem. Amon-Ra, he's a problem. It's that interior of the O-line is where we're going to figure out, you know, what if that's a real issue or not for Detroit once the season gets going. But even defensively, like, yeah, you see stars at every level, and I get this hopeless feeling, actually, as a Viking fan. Given our last few times we played Detroit, I think about us going up against them, and I'm just like, I don't know how we beat these guys. Like, even last year, I know we lost on a game-winning field goal, but we were pretty fortunate to have the fumble recovery to take the lead. Detroit was dominating most of that game. I really do have this like despair when I think about playing the Lions.
They're much better. They're much better than you.
No, well, I know. I'm hoping that this year we've got it a little bit closer because I think we got better and I think they got a little bit worse. But a lot needs to go right to beat them. That's why they won 15 games.
If Jamo can step up to be a legitimate number two, it reminds me of a situation in Dallas. Now getting their number two in George Pickens.
But you're adding in Jahmyr Gibbs
and
then David Montgomery.
Yeah, then you add Gibbs and Montgomery.
And you know, the O-line in Dallas, I mean, there's some good pieces there, but it's they're a problem. They are a real problem. We just need to hope that schedule screws them. That's my hope. Like, the Lions will not fall apart. Yeah, we need you to beat them.
We'll beat them. That's a loss for them.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and think about schedules dooming teams, but I think they're going to be really good. Because at the end of the day, if your team's good, you'll win a bunch of games.
Yeah,
they're the hunters. They are, or you know what I mean? Or I guess they're the hunted. I don't know.
For the record, the Lions have their wide receiver 3.
Who are you?
Tim Patrick.
It's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's
new offensive coordinator coming in. They're saying he's being split out way more. They've got their wide receiver 3 right there. You know, Ben Johnson said he was going to use Jahmyr Gibbs in the passing game, and that was a lie. I don't think this is a lie.
Have you turned the corner on drafting running backs early, Jack?
No.
Like, would you draft Jahmyr Gibbs in the top 10? No. Surely you. Yes, you would.
No, not.
If you reestablish Jahmyr Gibbs into the NFL draft this year,
if you put any freaking back behind the Lions, they'd be good.
That's
100% true.
So if the Steelers were picking 9 and Jahmyr Gibbs were there this year in the draft, you wouldn't take him.
Jalen Warren be a beast on the Lions. A beast.
You are crazy.
All right, man.
Look at Scotty, round 6. He's better than Genti.